of the night she met Larry Maxwell. These thoughts are taken directly from her personal journal as she recorded in her own words. It was August 17th, 1980. I received a phone call from my mom. It was late at night, and I was busy decorating wind chimes to supplement my income for me and my children. I was a little nervous to answer the phone so late, but after visiting with my mom for a minute, she said, "I just got off the phone with Lorna. Do you remember me telling you about Larry Maxwell? We knew him when he was a little boy, and now he lives in Alaska. His wife was in a car accident and passed away, and he has 6 children." I said, "No, I don't think I remember him." My mom said, "Sure you do. He was visiting his daughter in Utah when it happened." And I said, "Oh, yes, I remember." "Well, Mom said Larry is here visiting Lorna and he wants to meet you. His state president had called him and told him he needs to get married again. And he told him, 'I don't mean next year. I will give you 30 days. All I could say was, "Wow." I had to chuckle because the night before I had just told my friends, I never want to get married again. So, my mom said, "Will you meet him? He's coming for dinner tomorrow night." Again, I said, "Wow, Mom, really not interested. But maybe I could say something that could help him." I didn't say anything to my kids at this time. Gina and I worked together at Dr. Bray's office, so we would be coming together. We were a little late getting there because of the busy day. When we got home, my son Huss had already been to my mom's house, and he said he had already eaten, but they're waiting for you. I said, "Anyone else there?" He smiled and he said, "Yeah, a big, tall dude." I could feel Gina looking at me like, "What's up?" So we met Larry, and Gina soon let me know it was time to go and she was very tired. As we were getting ready to leave, Larry stood up and said, "Well, it's nice to see you all again," meaning my mom and dad. "But the one I really came to see and meet is Frankie." There was silence from everyone. My mom, Dad, Gina, and Matt. And I think probably some glares were coming from Gina's direction. Larry said, "Let's go for a walk and visit for a while." It was only 110 degrees outside and very humid. Being from Alaska, it didn't take long to get into the car with wonderful AC. As we visited, he told me what his state president had told him, and he said, if that doesn't upset me, will you please pray about it?" I said, "Wow, really?" I thought to myself, okay, in my prayers, I'll add a little PS on them tonight for just that question. So tonight, as I knelt down and began my prayers, all of a sudden, the thought came to me so strong. I wonder how I will like Alaska. Out loud, I said, "Oh, no way." Gina heard this as she came into the room and she said, "What, Mom?" And I said, "Oh, nothing." Larry was so sweet and kind and always calling me and taking me to lunch, the doctor I worked for wanted to know what was going on. We talked about everything, and especially about our families. He would send me beautiful flowers along with amazing poems. Thursday was our War Temple night. I asked Larry if he would go with me, and he said no. I have been going every day while you have been working. He told me, I would like you to go and think about us while you are there. He had given me a pretty little necklace and said he would see me after our temple session was over. Waiting for our temple session to begin, my friend sitting next to me said, "That sure is a pretty necklace." I did not realize I was holding it so tightly as it hung around my neck. She said, "Who gave that to you?" And I said, "I'm getting married." Wow, what a shock. I couldn't believe I had just said that. Larry was waiting for me outside the temple, and I could hardly wait. I went running to him and said yes. This was our beginning. He was my knight in shining armor, and always has been for 39 wonderful years, and looking forward to eternity. We were married in the Mesa Temple about 1 month later, September 25th, 1980. I thank my mom for allowing me to share with you their beautiful love story and how it came to be. I am so grateful that I was not successful in my attempt to thwart the efforts of this big tall dude that came to court my mom and steal her away to a far off land called Alaska. You see, I may have fibbed just a smidge during that first visit when Dad came to visit and meet my mom, because between you and me, I really wasn't the least bit tired. I just wanted to get my mom the heck out of there. I never had a dad that was there for me or followed through with the things he said he was going to do. But Larry held my hand and promised me from the very beginning that he would always, always take care and love my mom, me and my brothers. He always lived up to those promises and far exceeded them. Indeed, he truly was the kind and loving father that I had always longed for. What peace and joy it has given me to see how happy he has always made Mom. I am so thankful that he is my dad. One more special thing that I found when Mom and I were going through her journal was this special handwritten poem by Dad. And this poem was dated April 25th, 1980, and he even wrote the time, 9:45 a.m., Mesa, Arizona. Lovely Frankie, there are but a few minutes before I must go, and yet I feel that there is still more that I want to tell you. Once tossed and spurned from love's own truth, I must return from where I came, lest the light of life be dimmed from view, and I shall wither as the vine, and trampled there beneath the dew. But priesthood strong, direction straight, approach the straight and narrow gate, directed by our Father's plan, shared through prayer by a special man. With fear and trembling took the search and thought and fast and in the church. In silent thought and evening tide, still recall if I could have died. Yet knowing little of Father's plan, only the pains of mortal man. Obedient to my Father's will, I soon began to ascend the hill. Sure enough, the other side was a beautiful, special, lovely bride. All doubts past, no fear possessed me when I found the one, my own Frankie. Love forever, Larry. P.S. Don't cry. This poem was written almost exactly 39 years ago, but when I found it, I know it was written for this special day. My dad was such an amazing example, always the teacher. Sometimes things you feel you did not want to hear or learn at that time, but later realized how grateful you are for all of those times. He lived his whole life loving and serving the Lord, just as he loved and served his family and friends. I am so thankful and grateful for the plan of salvation and the atonement of our Savior Jesus Christ, and that we can be a forever family. I love my family so very much, and it brings such peace knowing that our dear, sweet Dad and Papa is now home, safe and sound, and we don't have to worry anymore. He graduated with honors. I love you, Dad. I say this in thy Son, Jesus.